Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this tutorial we'll write a Python program to print this number pattern. Here, shape of this pattern is triangle, right triangle shape. Number of row is not equal to number of column here, right? We'll ask the user to enter the number of row we need in the output, and for column we'll use a formula to find out how many columns we want in each row. We'll use a formula. Alright, next number we want to print is here 1. In every row and column, here we want to print 1. Here in this number pattern, we'll print numbers like this. Here we'll take row number from 0. So this is row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. And this is column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. And first here we'll print the number here, row 0, column 0. After completing that row, we'll go to the next row, row 1, and we'll print the numbers in column 0 and column 1. After completing that, we'll go to row 2 and we'll print the numbers here, here, here. After that, we'll go here and we'll print the numbers here, 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 and here. Next, we'll go to the next row, and here we'll print the numbers here, 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 and here. Right? We'll print this number pattern like this. So if you carefully observe this pattern here, we can see when row is 0, we want one column, that is column 0. And when row is 1, when row number is 1, we need 2 columns, this one, this one. When row is 2, we need 3 columns. So we need row plus 1 column, right? In every row, we want row plus 1 column. Here, as I said, we'll ask the user to enter number of row we need in our output. And for number of column, we'll use this formula, row plus 1. So shape of this pattern is right triangle. Number of row is, we'll ask the user. And for column, we'll use this formula, row plus 1. Right? And next, we want to print number 1 in every positions. Okay? This is about the pattern. Next, let's write the program. In the Python file, the first step in pattern program is we need to ask the user to enter the input. Here input is number of row. We'll ask the user to enter number of row. For that, I'll take a variable. You can give any suitable names. And here I'll use input function and write a message. We'll ask the user to mention number of row. Here I'm using Python 3 to write the program, and in Python 3 by default this input function will take input as string value. But here number of row is an integer value, so we need to use int function here to convert the string input to integer. Okay, we'll ask the user to enter number of row and we'll store that integer input in this variable num. Okay, so we are done with the first step of pattern program. The next step is we need to print numbers in different row and columns. Here you can see this is a row, 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 this is a column, right? So we want to print numbers in different row and column. For that, in the pattern programs, we'll use nested for loops. That is a for loop inside a for loop. There will be outer for loop and inner for loop, right? We'll use first for loop for row because here we will print pattern like this. First we'll start from row 0. After completing that row, we'll go to the next row. We'll print number in all the columns. After completing that, we'll go to next row. So first we need to take the for loop for row. Inside that, I need to take the for loop for column. That is to print numbers in different columns. Okay, so first take a for loop for row, and here row is the variable which represent the row number, and in the range function I need to mention how many row we want in our output. Here we want num rows. In the range function we have step, start and end. It will take default value for start, that is 0, end is this, and step it will take default value 1. So when I take range of num, if num value is 5, I'll get output as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be my row number. Okay, starting from 0. Inside this, I need to take the for loop for column. Here col is the variable name which represents the column number. We want to print numbers in the different columns. For that we are using this for loop. And here in the range function I need to mention how many columns we want in the output. As I said, to find the column I need to use row plus 1 formula. That is, when row is 0, I need 1 column. When row is 1, I need 2 columns. Okay? That is the formula. To print a right triangle shape, this is the number of row and this is the number of column. Right. Inside this for loops, I need to use print function to print the numbers. So what I'll do is I'll use print. Here I need to mention the number. So here we want to print 1, so I'll take as 1, string 1. Next, in print function there is a parameter called end. By default its value will be /n. So that is nothing but after printing one value, the control will go to the next line. It will print the next value in the next line. But here in pattern programs, sometimes we want to print the numbers in the same line. Just for an example, here after printing this one, I want to print this one in the same line, right? So for that, for this condition, we need to change that end value here. Here I'll change the end value to space. So after printing the value, don't go to the next line. And what this space will do is it will add space between the numbers. Next step is in the first for loop, that is for loop for row. Outside the second for loop, I need to use this print function again. That is because here we did change the end value, right? So what it will do is it will print all the values in the same line. But here we don't want all the values in a single line. We want some values in one line. After that we need to go to the next line to print remaining numbers. Just for an example, after printing this row, that is 1 and 1, to print the next row we need to go to the next line, right? We don't want 1 1 1 1 1 like this. To do that, here we need to change that end value. So I'll use print function. Just using print function, it will take the default value for end, that is /n. So what it will do is after printing the numbers in column, after completing that one row, it will go to the next line to print next numbers in the next row. So this is the purpose of this print function. We need to use this inside the first for loop, that is because we want to print different row in different lines. That's why. Alright, so we are done with the program. So let's execute this, save this file and run. So here number of rows, let's enter 5 and here you can see the output. Let's take another. I'll take 8 and here you can see the output. 8 is the number of row here. Okay, and here we can see right triangle shape, numbers in the right triangle shape. So this is about this pattern. First take the input from the user. Here input is number of row and use nested for loops. Print 1, here we want to print 1 in every position. So print 1. End parameter is very important here. Alright, so that's it for now guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will meet you in next class. Till then, take care.